Welcome back to the ASUG News Studio. My name is Tom Whalegum, one of the site editors for asugnews.com. Well, we've got an amazing session coming up here on John Deere, talking Suite on HANA, ERP on HANA. As we all remember, back in January, there was a big announcement from SAP Suite on HANA and John Deere. ASUG member was right out there in front. So I want to welcome Bryan Sibthorp in the studio from John Deere. Bryan, welcome.
Thank you.
And Edgar Carranza from SAP.
Thank you.
Guys, this is a hot topic. I know the keynotes this week, it's just been very hot. Bryan, maybe we'll start with you.
Okay.
Tell us a little bit about John Deere. For those, I'm not sure who those people that would not know John Deere is, but for those 0.01%, tell us what you do at John Deere.
So obviously John Deere is a global company, 176 years young. You probably know us best for the big green tractors, but we also have a very large construction and forestry business and a lot of complementary businesses like lawn, turf, all the way through the financial services industry. So my name, or my focus at John Deere, is the technical solutions architecture focus within our global services, SAP Services Innovations team.
And you've been a busy man.
It's been a busy 6 months, yes.
Yep. Edgar, how about you at SAP? What's your role there?
Yeah, well, I'm part of the Active Global Support team. My role in this project with John Deere, I'm the engineering architect.
Okay.
I was responsible. John Deere is a max attention customer, premium engagement community. So we played a big role on this project. And what really the role I played here was really to make sure that to make it work.
Yeah, right. You had no pressure on you there, by the way.
15,000 users ready with pitchforks, torches. No pressure at all.
Bryan, give us the backstory on we all saw the headlines. I was at that press conference in New York, met with Derek Dyer, and that was some big news. Give us the backstory on that. How did you guys start your HANA journey?
Well, I'll probably talk in two different threads. The first thing is the strategic partnerships we've been working towards with SAP. So a couple of years ago, we finally made the decision to go after max attention as a relationship. We found the value there. We also, near the same time, worked at value partnership consulting. So I'm on the innovation team, and I partner with our delivery people to actually run the software, and that's where Edgar comes in.
Okay.
So this is actually both of those two organizations, along with the SAP SLO services. All three of them really had to be there to really let us see the opportunity and take advantage of it. So once we kind of had those strategic relationships in place, then we really started with proof of concepts. Last year, Derek Dyer was here on stage talking about our HANA sidecar journey, seeing some benefits with getting the reporting from static. The ETL took 14 plus hours. If it did run, great, you had day-old data. If it didn't run, you had 2 day-old data. So we had a great story through the POCs last year. And then through the value partnership, we started with an opportunity where it says, would you like to test ERP on HANA in a proof of concept? And so we said yes, and we actually worked very hard last year to get this copy of John Deere's data, our biggest system, slimmed, scrambled, and put into a lab in Saint-Léon-Roth, and actually started looking and seeing what does this actually look like on HANA. Again, I'd put it in terms of this. We wanted to know if HANA was real for Suite, and is it right now? And it's great if it's in 5 years, but I've got to do something. But we actually saw that, no, it's real, and it is proving that we can actually solve some big problems we haven't been able to solve for years.
That's a great story, because that's what SAP is trying to get. The story is you think kind of long term with HANA, but really you can't jump in without getting some kind of return. Is there something you were working on?
That is correct. That is correct. This is a big innovation topic, and at the end of the day, is co-innovation, right? So that's really how this was made possible, and again, it's not what one area did or one team did from SAP standpoint or for John Deere. Really, it was the collaboration, the willingness to make it work.
Right.
And well, to write history, to write really history here. I think that was the main thing.
So, Bryan, did you guys really kick the tires on? You guys weren't. I know you guys are pretty thorough. You went in and made sure you weren't going to go forward unless it was ready.
Well, we talked before about, we kind of jump into the deep end being customer number one, and that's where I think those proof of concepts were very valuable. But again, the proof of concepts only showed us that, yes, technically speaking, we can really accelerate our business processes beyond where we've seen before. The ability to actually go and jump into the deep end of the water was really working with people like Edgar, our value partnership, and really the whole SAP organization, because frankly, you had to have the trust that somebody's going to be there just in case. And because we knew with the accelerated time frame, with how early we were and with how critical this was not a small system. 15,000 users, all time zones, a lot of processing. We really needed to have that trust, and that was a lot of work to get to the point where John Deere could say yes to this risk. The value is there, obviously, but to actually accept that risk and make it happen and know we could do it in that time frame, that was kind of building a lot of trust between the two companies.
Right. Did you want to add something to that?
Exactly. No, I think something is really important here is that this is really what I can say the great plan on how you need to work here. You have an idea, you have a requirement, right, and how you can put this together. So the technology was there, the HANA maybe was still there. There was the need, right? And this was one again, very small scenario, what we call a sidecar.
Right.
You can imagine reports that were running for 16 hours. Of course, when people was getting reports, it was already outdated, right? Static. And we put that in a small sidecar HANA. Then they have reports in real time, right? You can have it all day long. So, and then we move to the next phase. Now let's go for a mission critical scenario, the C projects scenario, the PDM. And now this has opened really the doors to continue innovating and really continue evolving on this technology. But really, I think that's how customers need to start tackling these kind of scenarios.
Start small.
Exactly. There are a lot of needs everywhere you look in the SAP environment. You will have these needs from the business, and really, how you can give them the edge is go to these smaller scenarios that you can accelerate, maybe reporting or specific transactions, make it happen, show, feel, touch and feel, and show the value, and this will open the doors to continue evolving. And I think that's how, this is what we are doing here.
Right. Bryan, how did you ensure that this wasn't seen as some kind of technology fantasy project that...
That's a good question. Really, the proof of concept was what we used. So we actually had this system. It was running John Deere data. It was running live with ERP on HANA, and we showed it to the users. And again, we're able to show a thing that we do about 60,000 times a day is in our C projects, you go to your dashboard, you select a task, you open it, you do something with it, you save it, and you close it, and you go back to your dashboard. Rinse, lather, repeat, whatever it might be. We do that 60,000 times a day. For the small users, we can take about 70% of their time, about 24 seconds to 36 seconds depending, out of that cycle. Again, think about how many times you do that a day. For the larger users, it's closer to 90% task time reduction. Just showing it to them was very clear. That speed was our biggest problem with the existing system. The ability to put a robust process that allowed us to do the global manufacturing, global design, local manufacturing, that was there, that was done. But the ability to do it performance, that wasn't there. We've been fighting that for years. All we had to do was show them. And that went right up through the management chain and the process organization saying this is a wonderful enabler. This allows us to do convergence. We've got certain people who aren't on the solution yet saying, why do I want to go there? It's slow. I see the spinning wheel of doom. Those go away now.
Right.
Those issues.
What were some of the initial reaction from them when they did see this? Was it?
There were a lot of thank yous, and thank you for making the spinning wheel of cheese go away. Thank you, great performance. And again, not only did we do all this, but we actually put on NetWeaver Business Client to give them a little bit of a richer experience. And so that gave them some single sign-on to navigate between the different systems where before they had to log on directly with SAP GUI or Internet Explorer. So between the user experience of NetWeaver Business Client and the speed, they've been quite happy.
Now, Edgar, for ASUG members who are watching who are not John Deere, who not have the scale or size or ability to have an SAP on site, who can't afford the max attention, but they're still interested. Where do they get started? I know SAP's, we're talking cloud, HANA cloud platform, and Amazon. Where's the best place for them to get started?
The best place is first take a look really not from the IT perspective. Sometimes we put this technology and SAP on the IT level. It's really to understand where are the market needs and the business needs, right? So the market is looking to have better reporting capabilities, better transactional environments that can run faster, smarter. And if you look around again, you can find thousands of opportunities that you can start looking into these. SAP gives the opportunity to go for rapid prototypings, in fact through AGS or even with our consulting teams. So you have a lot of opportunities to get a hardware, to test it, to feel it, to play with it, show it, and again, you need to start small, but thinking big, right? So that's I can say the most important thing.
Right.
It's not jumping into the pool,
Right.
but really you need to be on the first train. I think that's also a good recommendation is you need to be in this first train. Otherwise, like John Deere right now, they are really moving into now start thinking on the HANA in the cloud, right? And what this the competitive advantage that John Deere will have once certain scenarios will run into those scenarios. Well, that's thinking big. So
Right.
so again, first of all, is take a look into that.
Last question, I guess, Bryan, is you guys ensured that SAP had some skin on the game, that this was going to work.
Yes.
How did that partnership play out? Did you have to lean on that acknowledgement between the two of you that, we need this work, and I know you were probably making every effort to make it work, but were there some times that it was tested and did the relationship
Absolutely.
succeed?
Again, we're talking about being the first customer on ERP on HANA, and that's even including SAP productively. I mean, they went live very soon before us on their CRM, and we're talking about that. We're trying to make sure that we are paying attention to what they're running into as they're going through their early. This is stuff that we would not normally get. Obviously, as customer one for ERP, we were being fed. This is what the CRM project's saying, helping to course correct us all the way. And absolutely, there were some tough conversations. There have to be. As you're going through this, you're managing the risk. We had to do things like the sidecar I mentioned before. We had value with that. We ended up working with the SAP group and saying, there was a problem, we had to turn that off, we made that decision, but again, it was a lot of communication between the two groups, and frankly, some of it was built on trust. You've got management saying, we are 100% committed all the way up the chain in SAP, all the way up the chain in Deere. You're going to make all those barriers go away, and so we just kept on moving forward.
Awesome. That's a great customer story. We appreciate you guys coming in here and sharing that. We'll get you in next year. We'll see how it's going a year later.
Absolutely. Hopefully we'll have some new things to talk about. I know there's a lot of ambitions right now.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys, very much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Thanks to you.
For more interviews, stay on asugnews.com, and we are broadcasting live from ASUG Annual Conference and Sapphire Now.